Hey guys, how's it going? Guess what? There is 1 week until Christmas. 1 week! Ah! That is crazy. And you want to know one of my favorite things about Christmas? It's the Christmas music. In fact, I usually start listening to Christmas music in November. Whether you agree with that or not, that's what I do. And you know, one of my favorite Christmas albums, it's one I listen to every single year. It's this one right here. It's by my favorite band. They're called Relient K, right? Relient K, and it's called Let It Snow Baby, Let It Rain Dear. And I absolutely love it. Look at these guys. They are something special there. Yeah, it's a great family photo for their Christmas album. And you know, it's got a lot of really, really good popular Christmas songs. It's got Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Sleigh Ride, Deck the Halls, The 12 Days of Christmas, Silent Night, Away in a Manger, and many, many more. I love it. It's great. If you've never listened to this album, highly recommend. You won't be disappointed. And if you are, well, that's just too bad because it's my favorite and I really don't think you will be. But, you know, of all these Christmas songs that they have, there are thousands and thousands of Christmas songs. There's this one that's kind of strange if you don't really know the Christmas story too well, and it's called We Three Kings. Have you guys heard of that one before? I'm going to sing just a little bit. If you know it, sing it with me, all right? Because I don't want to sing it by myself. It goes like this. We three kings of Orientar. You know that one? There's more to it, obviously, than just that. But that's how it starts, and that's what it sounds like. And it's this kind of weird Christmas song about these three kings. And we're like, who are these three kings? Why are they from Orientar? That's not what it actually says. But that's what I always thought the words were Orientar. Like, that's a place. That's not a place. But this song is telling the story of these three wise men who came to visit Jesus after he was born. And he was actually probably a couple of years old, maybe 1 or 2, somewhere in that range, when they visited him. When you see a nativity scene, you know, you guys might have those at your house, and you always have those three little wise men. They actually should probably be on the other side of the room because they don't get there till a little bit later. But that's beside the point. And there are some things about this story that you guys might not really know. Some really cool things that make the story so much more meaningful. The story of the three wise men coming to visit Jesus. So let's get right into it right now. Have you ever wondered why they're called the three wise men? What makes them so wise? And we call them that because of what they did for a living. See, they would study the stars every single night, and they would see which stars were moving, which stars were staying the same, how bright they were, all these sorts of things. And as they would study the stars, they would begin to predict or guess certain things that might be happening. And there was this one night where this new star appeared, and these three wise men, they noticed it, and what they interpreted it as, what they thought that it meant, was that a king of the Jews was being born. And that was all they really knew. So they decided, well, we need to go and see this king. And they packed up their things, they packed up their gifts for them, and they set off on this journey to go see this new king who was being born. And this was no short journey for them. They were far, far away. And they packed up everything they had, and they set off on their journey, and they eventually came to this city known as Jerusalem. And Jerusalem was kind of the capital city of Israel, and it had a palace. So naturally, these wise men went up to the palace because that's where kings are typically born. And they approached the current king named Herod. And they said to Herod, "We heard that this new king of the Jews has been born. Tell us where he is so we can go and worship him." And King Herod, he didn't know anything about a new king being born. And he really did not like this news. In fact, King Herod was known for even throwing some of his own family in prison, or even having them killed if he heard that they were trying to take his throne. King Herod did not want to give up the throne. He wanted to be king for as long as he could. So for him, hearing that there was this new king being born, that was not good news for Herod. But he played it cool anyway, and he looked at them and he said, "Oh, well, tell me, when did you see this star first appear, and and where are you headed? And they told him, well, we saw it appear a little while ago. You see, we're from far away, and we've been on this long journey, and it looks like we're headed to this little town called Bethlehem. And King Herod, he sent them on their way, and he told them, when you come back, make sure to let me know so that I can go and worship him myself. And that was that. So the wise men, they were on their way, and they finally come up to Bethlehem. But when they got to Bethlehem, there wasn't another palace there with a king waiting for them there, but instead they found this small little house with a small little family and this small little baby boy. And when they saw him, they bowed down and they worshiped him. And they presented him with 3 very special gifts. And they were gifts that all had their own meaning, whether the wise men actually knew this or not. These gifts were all very special and all said something very important about who Jesus is. So these 3 gifts, the first one was gold. They brought him like a box full of gold. And that seems like a pretty good first birthday present, right? Some gold. Well, gold is actually kind of a symbol of royalty. It is a reminder that Jesus was born a king. He didn't do anything to earn his kingship. He was born a king. And the second gift that they brought him was frankincense. Frankincense was used as it was used in the temple for when people would offer up prayers to God or parts of worship. Frankincense was used, and it was this good smelling oil from a tree, and it was only to be used for worship. It wasn't supposed to be used just as personal perfume or cologne or anything like that. So as they gave Jesus frankincense, what they were saying was that Jesus is the Son of God, that he is holy and he is set apart. Whether they knew it or not, that's what they were saying. And this last gift was kind of a weird one. It was myrrh. Can you all say myrrh? It's kind of like moo, but with a southern accent, like myrrh. A bunch of southern cows out there. Anyway, myrrh was this substance that was used for burials. It was used in funerals. And they gave this to Jesus, which is kind of a weird gift to give to a baby, because could you imagine showing up to a baby shower and bringing like a tombstone? Like, that's kind of not really a normal present for a baby. But that's what they did. They brought this myrrh, and whether they knew it or not, what they were declaring was that Jesus would die this special death. And as we know, later in his life, that's exactly what he would do. He died for our sins so that we could have life with him and to know the Father fully. And these were the 3 gifts that the wise men brought Jesus: gold, frankincense, and myrrh. And after they were done giving Jesus these gifts, the wise men were warned in a dream not to go back to Herod, because Herod didn't want to worship Jesus. In fact, he wanted to kill him because he did not want another king to take his throne from him. This story reminds me that there are 2 ways that we can respond to hearing about Jesus. The first way is to respond the way the wise men did, where you hear about Jesus and you drop everything you're doing and you go and you want to meet him and worship him and give him your best gifts. And that's the way the wise men responded to hearing about Jesus. Or there's this other way where, like Herod, you hear about Jesus and you say, no, I'm the king. I don't want another king in my life, and I'm going to hold on to everything I have and try to get rid of Jesus at all costs. And I really, really hope that you guys will respond to hearing about Jesus, to hearing the good news of Jesus' birth and life and all these lessons that we're learning. I hope that you respond to him like these wise men did, that you would want to follow him, chase after him, give all of your best to him, because he loves us and he came to this earth to be with us. And you guys will have the opportunity in your huddles to talk about this a little bit. But for now, I'm just going to say, see you later. Have a great Sunday. Bye.